This relates to the attack that took place on the 29th of October 2015 at Ward Place, Colombo 7, by the police on attacks on students of the Higher National Diploma Accountancy course. I would like to briefly state what happened, sir, what we all saw on TV as the incident took place. We saw everything on TV, fortunately. The students were going along the road making certain demands. I believe they were following this higher diploma course in accountancy, and their demand was that success in that course of studies should equate them with persons who obtain a Bachelor of Commerce degree, and that there should be some extension of the period of their study. I think that was a perfectly legitimate demand, which had been granted some time ago, but which had been withdrawn recently. And the students were concerned that their entitlement in regard to that matter should be restored. There were males in that procession, there were females, I saw some monks. They were not armed in any way. None of them were carrying sticks or bottles or stones or anything like that. They were prevented from moving along the road because there were certain barricades. And when they reached the barricades, I saw them attempting to remove the barricades. That's all they did, nothing more. They attempted to remove the barricades to be able to go further forwards towards their destination. They were prevented from doing so. Water cannon was used, and the students retreated. We saw them retreat. They moved backwards, not forwards. And when this happened, the retreating students, both female and male, were attacked by persons in khaki clothing, apparently policemen, with batons. Many of the protesters sustained injuries, and some of them were, I believe, taken to hospital. I want to pose the question, why was this attack carried out? On retreating students, on students who were going backwards, not moving forwards. This, in my view, was thoroughly unwarranted and totally reckless conduct on the part of the police. Those entrusted with enforcing the law were breaking up the law, beating up peaceful protesters. People in a democratic country have a right to protect, to give expression to their grievances. These young people had a grievance. That was that they were given an entitlement some time ago, which had been withdrawn, and they wanted that restored. And they want their qualification to be equated to a similar qualification, which would probably entitle them to better employment opportunities. So that was a legitimate demand. We are not living in a colonial country. We are living in our own country, and our youth cannot be treated in this callous way. This is the antithesis of good governance. The miscreants must be identified and dealt with, including those in the command structure of the police unit who were on duty on that day. Because when the policemen started attacking the students, a senior officer could have immediately stopped it. But no such thing happened. Non-repetition of such incidents must be ensured. The issue must be dealt with in a larger context. Employment is a vital concern of youth in this country. We give them free education, but after they have free education, they are unable to find employment. What is the use of free education if they can't find employment? Youth cannot find jobs. In fact, recently when I was talking to the Prime Minister, I told the Prime Minister, employment is a big problem in this country. The youth in the north and the east have been particularly discriminated against over a long period of time. Why don't you create 100,000 jobs for the youth in the north and the east? Because everywhere you go, you see people protesting, wanting jobs, qualified. Very unfortunately, even in the matter of creating jobs, our education does not seem to be employment-oriented. We need to ensure that our education is employment-oriented, that people who are educated are able to find jobs with the qualifications they have. But unfortunately, that is not the position. All these matters contribute to the grave concern of the youth. So I think, sir, this is a matter which must be urgently addressed. I repeat that the miscreants must be identified and dealt with, and that the command structure must be looked at, and if the persons who were in command at the scene had not taken action immediately as required, even they should be dealt with. And I think, sir, the government should also address the question of youth employment, because that is a very fundamental issue which can have grave consequences for this country unless addressed in time. I believe, sir, my friend, Honorable Anurag Kumara Disanayake, has also given notice of a similar motion. And might I mention that, sir, before I conclude? Thank you.